Right, I've got a voice. I think you made the point really clearly in the first half of your presentation that if it's not assessed, in this very practical world we live in, it's not going to be covered, or teachers will shy away from covering it because there's no need to do it. So I agree strongly that we do need to be assessing these things, and they do need to be part of the curriculum. I don't think it's an either or as far as do we have a specialist technology subject, do we integrate it throughout the curriculum. I think there's a synergy to be gained from doing it both ways. When you have a specialist curriculum, you have specialist teachers who develop specialist skills and work to focus students on those things that are going to be assessed. But it's really important that it's not done in isolation or in a vacuum, as was said before. So whilst you're covering very clearly the how, you must do the why, when and where. And a subject like that should be working in partnership with the other subjects or the other curriculum areas in your school to strengthen. And what happens then is the students take their understandings from one and they bring them to the teachers, so you have professional development happening through multiple channels. Right. So I really see the two areas as not necessarily being in conflict, but in fact being able to complement and build upon each other.
Right. And potentially complementary. I've done research in American schools serving low-income students, and compared those schools to middle-class schools, middle-income families with educated families. There's a big difference in the home access to technology and the home access to people who know how to use technology. And I was looking in the low-income schools where the teachers were really trying to integrate technology use into their instruction in the subject areas, and they were doing it in many cases. But one of the things that made it very difficult is they had high school students, and this was, some years ago, but not all that many. They had high school students who lacked some basic computer familiarity and computer skills, and so they would have to start at step one when they wanted to use some really cool simulation software for biology, and they're having to show students, how to get on the internet. And so it meant that a subject area teacher who wanted to use technology had to become, in a sense, a basic technology literacy teacher for the first week before they could really get to the subject area. Now, some of this is a little easier now because their software systems are easier. There's more access. But it is one of those limiting cases that I think remind you how much we're asking teachers to do when we ask them to integrate technology into the subject area. And so if a school has the resources to have an instructor who really is a specialty in the technology side of it and can help teach the students these skills they can use in the different classes, and as you say, put them together, then I think you have a really nice kind of resource.
Another comment. I don't want to hold the floor, I think. If we agree that we need to assess these things, and then you push it all out into curriculum areas, and I've seen this done in schools, you then have to invent a whole new system to make sure that you're assessing all the things you want across all your subjects. And in English, for example, you'll have teachers who like to do things very differently. That's just the nature of English teachers, I think.
Are you an English teacher?
No, but I have met them and worked with them. And in the schools I saw, it was this whole other problem of okay, now we have to put on all these other things, and we have to measure and chase and have to have this whole system so we can see if we're meeting all of these targets that we think are important across all our subjects. And it was a whole level of complexity that I didn't think needed to be there when you could have a small pool of people who took responsibility for that and took it from the ground up rather than the top down.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think there's necessarily one right answer to this. Are there other thoughts on how to organize it? What is Hong Kong doing in terms of assessment of these skills?
Depends on what kind of school you're working in.
So it's at a school-to-school level?
If you're at an international school, it's different from if you're at a public school. It's different from if you're at a government school. So,
really?
Can you hear me over there?
Not quite.
I guess not, okay.
There's a reason for these.
I really hate bikes, okay. No, I just think that it varies from what kind of school you're working in, so that's a difficult question to ask.
So the government doesn't require every student in
Anybody from government school?
government
Besides
school
that
to
point?
do something? Here's you. I'm gonna keep you busy here.
Sorry. But I think computer technology has already become a subject. Actually, although we haven't put in this subject in the primary level, but I think it should be a separate subject and be assessed. But the problem is, a general problem is, the schools are putting too many things into the syllabus. Actually, the students cannot learn happily. So I think we should think about taking all something not fundamental at that level out of the syllabus and put in a new subject that is information technology, and assist them to use it and in all other subjects. And we need to assess whether they can reach the appropriate level.
So there's a vote for assessing and teaching technology literacy, but taking something else out so that you're not adding, it's not an add-on, it's an instead of. Is that right? Yeah, what about, is there someone from another country outside Hong Kong who has another perspective or view? Well, I want to thank you all for your kind attention. It's been a long day. Most of us are still awake. That's great. And I've really enjoyed the discussion, and I appreciate the fact that you shared your practices and insights with me. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.